What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you are new to the channel, I'm your host as always, Rashid White. Alright, you guys see the title, you see the thumbnail. The New York Knicks gets their cheeks clapped by the Golden State Warriors. And there was a lot of issues in this game, and I don't know if you can actually blame it on Cat actually being missing from the lineup, but let's get into the actual box scores here. And we also go into like Mitchell Robinson, because I heard a lot of podcasters out there saying, oh, Mitchell Robinson is the actual missing link for the New York Knicks, and he can actually replicate or duplicate what Isaiah Hartenstein actually gave them. And sadly, that's not really the case. There was some things I actually seen tonight that I didn't like, mainly from a defensive perspective, and that's his actual strength there. So let's get into the actual scores here. And you see, let's go from the Knicks. Let's start out with these guys over here. Jalen Brunson actually has 25 points, but his plus minus in terms of his, like, and it's really mainly like his defense, right, on Steph Curry. Steph Curry actually has a really good game, 28 points, and it was hard for Jalen Brunson to actually really fight through a lot of those picks. And you have to be really disciplined when actually playing with the Golden State Warriors. You have to communicate on defense. I mean, guys have to be ready to switch. You need big men that can actually really kind of get out there on the to the three-point line. You know, Steph Curry's constantly moving without the basketball. So that in itself, man, from a defensive perspective, it really makes it hard, man. I mean, it tires you out. And then Jalen Brunson actually has to carry this offense. So speaking of actually carrying an offense, man, like, you gotta get Mikal Bridges some actual touches here, man. You know, he actually shown that he can actually score the basketball. I mean, you don't want your offense to be so predictable, right? Oh, the ball goes into Jalen Brunson's hand. I've seen Jalen Brunson do a give and go, and this is something that I would like to see more of. Like Jalen Brunson a little bit off the basketball in the final couple of minutes of that fourth quarter, right? So if you're a hooper, you know, you can't just come with the actual same move every single time. You've seen Russell Westbrook do this, man. This is why it's so easy to guard him at certain times when they really want to play defense on him. I mean, he has no, you know, he just gets downhill and tries to drive the basketball, and a lot of times winds up picking up charges. So, and if you're a hooper, you can't just go, let's say, in and out crossover move every single time. Well, then that's easy to actually defend, right? So, in and out, then you'll go in and out crossover, in and out crossover behind the back. I mean, just to throw the defense off a little bit, right? And we seen OG Anunoby actually scored 29 points. I wish they actually would have won this game, because, like, the title of the show would be, hey, game ball goes to OG Anunoby. So you look at Mikal Bridges, and we can look at some of the top scoring Mikal Bridges games over here, especially when he was with the Brooklyn Nets. 45 points. Let's go to Stat News right here. So 45, 45, 44, 42 points, 41, 38 points, 36, 34, 30, 32, right? It throws the defense off for a little bit. I mean, he can actually score the basketball depending on the actual matchup that you know, whoever's guarding him. Now, if it's a bigger physical guy like a Jaylen Brown or something like that, no. But if you get a weaker, smaller defender, yeah, I would like to see Mikal Bridges actually get some touches, and then you know, Jalen Brunson can actually play off the basketball, so where it could save him some, man. It could save him. They could save his legs, like in like fourth quarter situations, especially when you're going into the playoffs, man. You know, so so hopefully Thibs actually starts thinking outside of the box over there, man. And other Knick news over there, the Knicks is eyeing, and this is funny right here, man. They eyeing a 7'2", 7'2" rim runner as a final roster addition, right? And this guy over here is Moses Brown. I doubt that he really plays much. I've seen him play before. Yeah, he's not really that great of a player, man. Let's get into the scouting report of him. His weaknesses is still figuring out his body, needs to get stronger and more explosive. Sometimes struggles to establish position on both ends of the floor. Still raw offensively, needs to develop a repertoire of moves inside, via jump hooks. Shooting form needs a lot of work. Free throws are atrocious, 36% from the free throw line. I'm sorry. And he says he really just needs to work on fixing his form, uses his entire body instead of just focus on bending his knees and follow through. Okay. I mean, hopefully this is stuff that he actually corrected. I mean, this is a scouting report coming out of college there. And you see the actual size is pretty good. Yeah, 7'2", but athleticism. No, if you don't have athleticism, I agree with the scouting report over here. If you don't have athleticism, then you actually really need to have an array of moves, man. So like a floater, like you see Isaiah Hartenstein have. And hopefully, he's working on this stuff like, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. So yeah, he can't shoot the basketball. It doesn't provide much spacing. And I think, let's see how many points he actually scores. So he's only getting a 10-day contract. So let's get to Mitchell Robinson over here, right? 7 points, 3 out of 6. Now, there was a couple of times he got switched on to Jimmy Butler, and I mean, he couldn't put any type of resistance, like in terms of being able to defend him, and force him into like a second option. He was able to get like a straight line drive. I'm sorry, to the actual rim right there. So I mean, it doesn't seem like he has the most fastest feet there, and it doesn't give you much free throw shooting or anything like that. Well, not free throw, like 3-point shooting. And let's see his actual stats. Let's see, from his regular season. So he doesn't give you any 3-point shooting at all. His free throw shooting is 48%, 40%. 56% when he first got there was 60%. So really in the playoffs that you really can't play him for like in like the fourth quarter. So this is actually a problem right here, man, because once you go into these playoffs, man, I mean, they break your game down to the molecule, and they look at all these stats and they look at film and they look at everything, and they can see, okay, he can't get to the free throw line. Or we could drop back, with Mitchell Robinson on the floor. He can cause like spacing issues. And it's really best for Cat to actually play that 5. Mitchell Robinson doesn't give you any type of skill or anything like that, man. And even in this game, I mean, like getting to like the free throw line over here, he hasn't been able to do. He hasn't done that. He got 1 free throw. Let me see. Let's see. All right. All right, so no block shots, 15 minutes, no 1 free throw attempt. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see him as an impact player like that. I think a lot of people are hyping him up. I mean, it's better than nothing, though. I mean, you get something over there. Mitchell Robinson is a player that's for the regular season, right? And the playoffs and the regular season are 2 totally different seasons there. So, all right, I will wrap this video up. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share the video. When you share, the universe actually shares back with you. Peace.